So going to stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're live on YouTube.
Good afternoon, everybody, and this is a meeting of the Licensing 2003 Act Subcommittee, London Borough of Newham. I am Councillor Neil Wilson, and I'll be just explaining that throughout, due to the issues around the coronavirus COVID-19, in order to meet the social distance guidance issued by the Government and Public Health England, the whole of this meeting will be conducted by teleconferencing arrangements. So due to the above, we are advising you as members of the public that the meeting, as you know, can be seen on the YouTube channel and the recording available on the video section of the London Borough of Newham YouTube site. Throughout, I will refer to pages in the document, and that is to be found on the Council's agenda pages of its website. Thank you very much. Can we start by doing declarations of interest, I think, first today. So I'm Councillor Neil Wilson, I'm Chair of Licensing, and I represent Plaistow South Ward, and I have no interest to declare. Sorry, I should say before we actually say what we're doing, the declaration of interest is on the agenda as item 1, in accordance with the members, and members is a reference to elected councillors. In accordance with the Members' Code of Conduct, this is the time for members to declare any disclosable pecuniary interests or non-pecuniary interests they may have in any matter being considered at this meeting, having regard to the guidance attached to the agenda. So I have no such interest to declare. Councillor Makwana.
Hello, good afternoon. Councillor Pushpa Makwana, presenting letter of the board. I have no interest to declare.
Thank you. And Councillor Jane Lofthouse.
Good afternoon. I'm Councillor Jane Lofthouse, representing Plaistow South, and I have nothing to declare.
Thank you very much. We now move to agenda item 2, which is a confirmation of our procedure. So we've done the introduction. The three councillors are the ones who make the decision, but we are assisted in this by our legal advisor. Ryan, please.
Yep, my name is Ryan Thompson, and I'm here on behalf of Legal and Governance.
Thank you. And this afternoon, we're being observed in our processes in terms of the legal and governance by Umar.
Hello, my name is Umair Malik. I'm a trainee legal advisor. I'm observing today.
Thank you. Now, the presentation, the presenting officer, please, this afternoon.
Thank you, Chair. My name's Colin Hunt, and I'm presenting the case as the case officer.
Thank you very much. We then move to the relevant representations, not necessarily in the order, but how I can see them on the screen. So, Licensing Authority.
Yeah, John Chisley, Licensing Officer for the Licensing Authority, who's made representation on this matter.
Thank you. The Metropolitan Police, please.
Good afternoon, Connell Stowe, Metropolitan Police Licensing.
Thank you. And Commercial Environmental Health.
Good afternoon, Ian McConnell, Commercial Environmental Health on behalf of Kerrywood.
And we have the applicant, please. The applicant, you need to come off mute and introduce yourself, please.
Apologies, Chair, some technical hitch with the applicant at the moment.
Right. The applicant, please, can you introduce yourselves?
Could the applicant switch on your microphone?
Now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Can you keep your microphone on when I ask you a question, please? The applicant, please, can you introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
Hello, Darshini Michael Johnson.
Thank you very much. And your agent this afternoon?
Good afternoon.
Suresh Kanapati. Thank you.
And the clerk to the committee, please.
Good afternoon, Nisha Lathigua, Democratic Services, clerking the licensing meeting today.
Thank you very much. Now, the procedure is that we have the presentation. This is in accordance with agenda item 2, the procedure. The presentation will be by the licensing officer. This afternoon is Colin Hunt. And members, that are the 3 councillors, may ask for clarification of matters in the report from the presenting officer, but so can the applicant or their agent. The responsible authorities may seek clarification of matters within that officer's report. We then move to relevant representations, and I'll take them in the order of our bundle. And members can ask questions, and so can the applicant and or their agent ask questions. We then move to the applicant presenting their case, and we can ask questions as elected members of the council, so can the responsible authorities, and then I ask you to make brief closing remarks before we go to our decision-making process. But I think I'll leave it there. Is everything clear so far? And as a sound check, can we just raise our hands just to see if we're all hearing everything? Yes? Has everybody heard that okay? Yep.
Yes.
Thank you. If there is any problem with sound, please try to indicate, and because we do need to be clear that everybody has to hear everything while we're in an open session. Okay, so agenda item 3 then, to hear the grant of a variation in accordance with agenda item 3, the officer to present, please. Colin.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Now, the members of the licensing subcommittee are asked to hear and determine an application for the grant of a variation to an existing premises licence for NT Express 439 High Street North, Manor Park, E12 6TJ, and the applicant is Mr. Johnson, and any valid representation that have been made. An application to vary an existing premises licence was received by the licensing authority on the 11th of August 2020. This was advertised at the premises and in the local paper, and a copy of the application is attached to Appendix A, page 11 to 27. The variation for the sale of alcohol off the premises is for as follows. The current licence is until 2200 hours. This application is to extend the licensing hours to 0100 hours the following day, every day, an increase of 3 hours. Also, increase the hours to sell alcohol in the morning from 10 AM to 6 AM in the morning, an increase of 4 hours. Remove condition 11 and revise condition 17. Remove condition 11, all staff selling alcohol will hold a personal licence. And to revise condition 17, the minimum purchase for cans or bottles of beers, lagers, stouts or cider will be a minimum of 4, and they will request to change that to allow sale of 2 or more cans. The Council Commercial Environmental Health Team has made representation against the application on the licence and objectives of public nuisance, and a copy of their letter is attached to Appendix B, page 28 to 30. Police licensing team have made representation against the application on the licensing objectives of prevention of crime and disorder and public nuisance, and a copy of their letter is attached to Appendix C, page 31 to 32. The council licensing team has made representation against the application on the licensing objectives of public nuisance and crime and disorder, and a copy of their letter is attached to Appendix D, page 33 to 34. Where the premises lie within the community impact zone, there is a rebuttable presumption that applications for a new premises licence or club certificate or variation in respect of such premises would normally be refused, unless the applicant can demonstrate in their operating schedule that there will be no negative impact on one or more licensing objectives. At the hearing, members of the subcommittee need to be satisfied that the applicant has demonstrated this. The community impact of the premises can only be considered where relevant representations are made. This means that if there are no relevant representations, the application must be granted, even if it falls within the CIZ. Members of the subcommittee should note that each application within the CIZ needs to be considered on its own merit, and a blanket refusal cannot be made. Where the licensing authority decides to impose conditions on the licence, whether in the CIZ or not, such conditions must be appropriate and proportionate for the promotion of the licence and objectives. Conditions should be clear and unequivocal. The Secretary of State has issued guidance to the licensing authority to which they must have regard in carrying out their licensing functions. Members of the subcommittee should note that copies of the guidance are available at the meeting and of the subcommittee. Alternatively, copies can be obtained directly from the committee clerk. licensing authority may only depart from the guidance if they have good reason to do so. This premises does fall within the CIZ, and the Newham CIZ map is attached to Appendix E, page 35. This premises applied for a licence in July 2019. No representations were made, and the licence was granted on the 3rd of August 2019. Since then, 2 temporary event notices were applied for in July 2020. Commercial Environmental Health Team made representation of both applications. The applications were to extend the hours of the licences to six extra hours, 2 in the morning and 4 in the evening, where the applicant can sell alcohol. The application came before the subcommittee, where they were refused and a counter nota were issued. The current licence is attached to Appendix F, page 36 to 44. A map of the area is attached to Appendix G, page 45 to 46. The members of the licensing subcommittee are asked to hear the application, the representation of the licence holder, and any valid representation received from responsible authorities, and to determine the application. Since the writing report, there has been a supplementary agenda. Has everybody had the supplementary agenda?
And has everybody had a copy of this supplementary agenda?
It was submitted by the police.
Yeah.
And it was submitted on the 12th of November.
Can the agent or the applicant confirm they've had sight of this?
Yeah, we have that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, because it's my ruling that I've been asked, presumably, Colin, to accept these reports as a matter of urgency for the reasons set out in the reports. In other words, we take it as a supplementary, as long as everybody's seen it. Yeah, thank you. Does that complete your report?
Yes, Chair, that completes the report.
Now, you won't be surprised that I would criticise the hard copy we've got on pages 35 to 45. In fact, 45 is not really worth the paper it's printed on in my copy.
No, we do have issues with this. So what we do
is there a way that we can bring up the premises map?
Yes, I've prepared it for us.
Not the premises map, the area map.
So, yeah, I've prepared it.
This is in respect of Appendix G. It may be better on the website, but it's not very good in hard copy. Just so we can locate ourselves.
Can everybody see that? Can everybody see that?
Yeah, we can see that. Yeah.
That's it. Where my cursor is, that's where the premises is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Also, there's the premises there along the High Street.
Yeah, towards the north end of High Street North.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do we have a better map of the CIZ? Because that's also gone a bit peculiar on my copy.
I haven't called that up, but I can get that later if you wish to have it.
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody all right with the location? Colin, if you take that off the screen, I think, yeah. Everybody all right to proceed? Yeah. Now I just have one question. Temporary event notices were applied for. They didn't come before committee?
Yes, they did.
They did, right.
Yeah, and they were refused and the counter notice was issued.
Yeah. And the current license is that we're looking at is on Appendix F.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. So we're looking at 19 forward oblique 03292 forward oblique Lapro. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you. Any questions at this point, Councillor Lofthouse, please?
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Just a small one. The shop at the moment is open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Is that right? And the alcohol license at the moment is 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
That's what they say on the license. I mean, obviously, the opening hours aren't licensable activities, so
no, I know.
We wouldn't know what time they're open. But the fact that it says 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock on the license, the premises is open, we guess that it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the alcohol is from 10 a.m. in the morning to 2200 hours in the evening.
So the request for 1 p.m. is the shop to be open and alcohol as well. Yes.
Yes, I think so. I think they've put that on the application as well. But they want the alcohol from 6 o'clock as well.
Yes.
Morning.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're extending
so 6
either side. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So the only time when it won't be selling alcohol will be between the hours of 1 in the morning and 6 in the morning.
Well,
If we
that's
were-
correct, yes.
If we were to grant this license.
Yep, that's correct, Chair, yeah.
Anything else on hours, Jane?
No, it was just, I was wondering
Yeah.
how much the shop would be open in between selling alcohol and.
Yeah. We'll put that to the applicant, I think, yes.
Yeah, thank
Councillor McBonner?
I'm fine. I think Colin has answered my question there. So,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, thank you. I think we all had the same point there. Shall we then move to the first representation, please? And we'll go in the order of the bundle. Sorry, the agent or applicant, did they have any questions before we move on?
No, thank you, Chair.
Sorry, I meant to ask, sorry. Do stop me if there's anything, raising the hand in the traditional way rather than on the Zoom call. I find it easier to see that way. So we're now going then to the first representation, page 28 at Sequendum from Council Commercial Environmental Health. Ian, please.
Thank you, Chair. Commercial Environmental Health team is making a representation in respect to this application in relation to the licensing objectives of prevention of public nuisance. Premises lies in one of the council's designated cumulative impact zones as detailed from the licensing policy of March this year. As such, there is a requirement to comprehensively demonstrate that there will be no additional impact on the local area in terms of the 4 licensing objectives. Preparing this representation, Kerry Wood visited the area on the 31st of August this year, and she comments it's an area that she knows well. NT Express is located in a parade of shops on High Street North between the junctions of Sherard Road and Halley Road, opposite the Christian Centre, towards the Romford Road end of High Street North. High Street North is a thoroughfare with mainly commercial properties on the ground floor and residential above. Nearest residential accommodation is directly above. The roads off High Street North are mainly residential. There's 5 other licensed premises in the license for sale of alcohol in the locality, listed there. The applicant seeking to vary the license to extend the hours for the supply of alcohol every day to 6 a.m. to 1 a.m., which is an increase of 4 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the evening. To remove condition 11 of Annex 3, all staff selling alcohol will hold a personal license, and to amend condition 17 of Annex 3, the minimum purchase of cans or bottles of beer, lager, stout or cider will be changed to allow sale of 2 or more. The current times for the supply of alcohol and the conditions were offered by the applicant in their original application dated the 5th of July 2019. During the consultation period, a colleague visited the area and saw evidence of street drinking, but deemed as the applicant had offered robust conditions and the time for the supply of alcohol were reasonable, we did not object to the application and the license was granted in August 2019. The area, in our opinion, has not changed since the original application was submitted, and street drinking is still evident on the main road and within the side streets. It's an area under pressure due to having already 5 licensed premises in close proximity. 4 of these licenses were granted prior to the CIZ, so of little or no conditions that would now be considered more appropriate in this area. The most recent license to be granted back in 2011 has robust conditions, the same as this license currently has. Every application is dealt with on its merits, and in this case, the existing conditions and times for supply must remain to allow variation that lessens the impact of the conditions and increases the times for the supply by 60% in this CIZ area does not promote the licensing objectives and will encourage alcohol dependent people to use this shop, knowing they only need to buy 2 cans. And although 5.5% ABV condition remains, if this variation is permitted, they can buy 2 cans and a spirit to top up, as we've seen many times before. Newham Council is working hard to deter street drinkers from its streets by placing appropriate and proportionate conditions and reasonable times for the supply of alcohol. This premises already had these already. It is for the applicant to prove how removing or amending the conditions on the existing license will be able to sell fewer cans/bottles per transaction will promote the licensing objectives. I also see no mention of how extending the times for the supply of alcohol to create a 19-hour duration license promotes the licensing objectives. Council's licensing statement special policy CIZ states, where relevant representations are received against new applications for the grant of premises license, club premises certificates or provisional statement or variation applications for an existing premises license or club certificate, which indicates the application is likely to add to the existing cumulative impact, there will be a rebuttable presumption under the special policy that the application will be refused or subject to certain limitations. The special policy will not prevent applications in the above areas. Each case will be decided on its own merits, but applicants will have to demonstrate in their application that will not add to existing problems in the area, and there will be no negative cumulative impact on one or more of the licensing objectives. The special policy will apply to all licensing activities, sale by retail of alcohol, the supply of alcohol on behalf of a club, regulated entertainment and provision of late night refreshment. This is an application for a variation of a premises license within our CIZ, and I cannot see where the applicant has rebutted the presumption that this application will be refused as the license is already subject to certain limitations detailed in the policy. Therefore, I recommend the committee refuse this application to vary the license, and that's our representation.
Right. Now, thank you very much, Ian. Now, in this bundle we've got here, there seems to be pictures. Are the pictures on page 23 to 27, are they part of your submission? They seem to be quite randomly put into our document. And I know that commercial environmental health has submitted photographs before.
Yeah, no, just to, they were submitted by the applicant.
Oh, they're by the applicant, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
That
Just
was
to make it clear.
Yeah, no, that was a part of the...
laughing, but I didn't know whether that was sometimes a part of a submission. Ian's very good at putting a camera evidence, so that's the applicant. You talk to those in due course. Then I just wonder whether it was out of order. I don't know whether my other colleagues thought the same. I just didn't know where they were coming.
No, that they were a part of the application, so they get added to the...
Oh yes, everything should be seen. Now, Ian, you said Kerry visited the area on the 31st of August.
Yes.
And was it of her opinion at that time that there was still evidence of street drinking?
I think that's, yes, that's what she's indicated. That it's still an area that has problems, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. And we're talking, if this were to be agreed, as she says in the paragraph beginning, Newham Council is working hard to deter, that's on page 29, that she sees no mention of how extending the times for the supply of alcohol to create a 19-hour duration license promotes the licensing objectives. So it is 19 hours per every day that anybody can
that's correct, yeah.
And buy this alcohol. When was the last time you yourself went up there, or environmental health?
Well, I was in the area in relation to another application, so I've had a good walk around that area fairly recently. Yeah. And there certainly were issues with street drinking.
Yeah. Is it of your opinion that regardless of whether there's special lockdown 1 or version 2 or whatever tier we're supposed to be operating under, this is still an issue?
Yes, yeah. The lockdown doesn't seem to be referring to the street drinking.
No, that would be my contention, but you know, I just feel we need to actually flag that up, you know, because people are saying that, you know, there's been a decline, whereas I don't think we do have any evidence of that. Certainly, as regards complaints to elected members and the mayor and other parts of the council, it seems to be just as rife.
Yes,
an issue. Yeah, Jane, did you wish to come in? Sorry.
Please, yes. The report says there's only one premises selling alcohol with robust conditions, and that was from 2011. And there's only one of those premises has hours similar to these being required here, 6 a.m. to midnight. I wondered if that one was one with robust conditions, or if
no, The last one on the list, 445 High Street North, has got robust conditions. That's got 5.5%, packs of 4, 37 centilitre bottles of spirits. The one for 6 a.m. till midnight doesn't really have any conditions at all.
Thank you. That's gives some clarity. Thank you.
How close are these all? They seem to be remarkably close. You can go in and out of these premises. If you're going in a northerly direction towards Manor Park Station, for instance, you start at 387 to 389, and you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you include this address, 6 off licenses, all within what, 100 yards?
Yes, yeah, and another one, the petrol station.
Oh, exactly. Yes, and
Yeah.
there's a petrol station, so there's plenty of alcohol sales going on.
Yes.
Yep. Pushpa.
I've just got one general question. During your observation, did you notice there is a primary school there as well?
A primary school
on Monica Road.
You're referring to Shaftesbury, Pushpa, are you? Shaftesbury. Which is the school?
Monica Primary School on the Monica Road.
Monica. Yeah, there's several schools quite close. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's directly onto High Street North, is it?
No,
it's a little bit along Maniga Road.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the street drinkers tend not to necessarily congregate on the High Street North, but they do go into residential roads, causing problems to people, whether they're picking up their children in primary schools or going off to go shopping themselves. Yeah.
Yes.
Pushpa, anything further?
No, thank you, Chair.
No, we may come back to anything from Ryan at this point that we haven't covered on this representation.
Certainly, I have nothing that needs.
Thank you. Anything from the agent or their the applicant or their agent?
Yeah, I do have a question, Chair.
Suresh, yes, please.
I think I just want to clarify. I think the visit on the 31st of August 2020, I have a question. What time she visited? And she didn't say on the statement about street ringing in that paragraph.
Yeah.
I think you did ask a question to him, but I think I can't see. So on that visit on 31st of August, what time was it, and was there any street ringing? Why it's not stated here?
Yeah, I don't know what time that was. I'll have a look and just see if I can find out.
Yep. That was the 31st of August. Shall we come back to that point, if that's all right, just so we can make progress? Suresh, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Matter of detail, but right, that we do.
10:30.
10:30.
10:30. The time was the visit.
10:30 a.m.
Yeah, and in relation to the point about street drinking, what Kerry did say is that the conditions on the second page of her representation, the area, in my opinion, has not changed since the original application was submitted, and street drinking is still evident on the main road and within the side streets. So it was quite clear that there's still a problem with street drinking.
Yeah, because the original application, sorry to persist with this one, so we're all clear, the original application was only made in 2019.
Yes.
And we're trying to establish whether things have changed or not. It's only within, a year. Yes, we've had COVID-19, but as I say, elected members who represent the communities in this area and elsewhere are telling me and other people on the council that street drinking is still an issue in their ward. So, whether it's COVID or not, Anyway, right. I think we make that. Should we move on to the next one? Is that all right, elected members? Anything further, Jane or Pushpa? We're all right to move to the next one? Yeah.
I might have asked whether there have been particular residents' complaints about.
Oh, that's a point. Yes, thank you.
Drinking.
Yeah. Do we have any specific complaints coming into the database here on this one, or anything further in manner?
No complaints about this premises.
No.
In relation to street drinking, the numbers are pretty low. I mean, I looked at High Street North, 2018, we had nine reports of street drinking. 2019, 4, and 2023, and that's not a reflection of the levels of street drinking. That's a vast underestimate. So yeah, it's not a true reflection.
They may have given up complaining.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah. Appendix C. Shall we move over then? Is that okay, Jane? Are you right? Yeah. Connell, please, page 31. And I think you're going to make reference to the supplementary. Is that correct?
That is correct, Chair. Thank you. On behalf of the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, I wish to object to an application to vary the premises licence for NT Express 439 High Street North, E12 6TJ, on the grounds of the prevention of crime and disorder and the prevention of public nuisance. You've heard what the proposed hours are and the number of hours that would mean the increase, and you've heard the conditions they wish to remove and amend. The current licence was issued on 3rd of August 2019. This did not make a representation against the application because although this premises is in the CIZ, the permitted hours were modest and the agent had proposed a robust and comprehensive set of conditions, including those to deter street drinkers from purchasing alcohol. All the conditions proposed by the applicant's agents on behalf were attached to the licence in Annex 3. The Newham Council licensing policy that was enforced when the application was received included Forest Gate and Manor Park area CIZ. That expired at the end of 2019, but following research of the crime data that had an alcohol-related flag for a 12-month period from August 2018, the area was retained as a CIZ in the policy for 2020 to 2025. Therefore, the onus is on the applicant to comprehensively demonstrate there will be no additional negative impact on the vicinity in terms of the 4 licensing objectives. Section 9.2 of Section 182 Guidance for the Licensing Act 2003 states that the applicant is expected to include in the application form with the steps they intend to take to promote the licensing objectives. Apart from the description of the nature of the proposed variation in Section 3 of the application, the agent offers no additional information to comply with the above requirement. Indeed, it is hard to say how the removal of condition 11, all staff selling alcohol will hold a personal licence, without proposing an alternative wording or additional condition promotes the 4 licensing objectives, especially as they are proposing to extend the permitted hours for sales of alcohol by a total of 49 hours per week. Similarly, please consider that the amendment to condition 17, the minimum purchase for cans or bottles of beer, lager, stout or cider will be 4, will weaken the value of the condition in terms of street drinkers being able to purchase a lesser number of cans that may be more within a price range that they could afford. Sorry, this time we hadn't submitted any crime statistics, but I have. I visited the area during mid-morning on Monday, 7th of September, and just across the road in land adjoining the Manor Park Christian Centre, there was visual evidence of cans of Ace cider with an ABV of 7.5 and bottles of Dragon Stout also with an ABV of 7.5 discarded by street drinkers, and that's almost directly across the road from the premises. There are also miniature bottles of spirits among the detritus. It is known for street drinkers to purchase 1 or 2 cans of beers, lagers or ciders and top it up with spirits to provide a more powerful impact. In Section 3, the applicant states, the applicant finds that more and more people come into the shop late at night for their essential needs. It would assist the committee to assess this application if the applicant could give some specific numbers of customers using the premises or indicating that they wish to use the premises after 10 p.m. In conclusion, please do not consider that the applicant has demonstrated in their application that it will not add to the existing problems in the area and that there will be no negative cumulative impact on one or more of the licensing objectives. Therefore, please would like to object to this application to vary the premises on the grounds of the prevention of crime and disorder and the prevention of public nuisance.
Thank you very much. Now, before we move to the supplementary, in the sort of crossover period of getting that paper, Connell, can we please break just to see the updated, and I'm relying on Colin to see if the technology is working, the CIZ map, because the CIZ map that we've got is neither used to man or animal kind on our bundle.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know if my colleagues concur. I couldn't really make out the boundaries of what was happening on that.
So everything in blue is CIZ. Can everyone see that?
Everything in blue. Can you bring it up slightly bigger? Is that possible or not? Don't worry.
What, go closer, you mean?
Yeah, you know, expand it, you know, make it larger. Yeah, yeah. So this shop is well in the blue area there. Yes,
Yeah,
where the little
so
dot is, where
yeah,
the
that's
little
it.
flag is.
That's it. That's the road. That's it. So it starts. Yeah, I mean the whole of High Street North is. Yeah.
Yeah, because although the issue might be that people will wander with these drinks and these cans and these supplements to put in them called miniatures to make them stronger than, you know, an ABV, they'll throw the spirit into the can. They drink it in the side roads, but it's the CIZ is the community of impact zone of the premises that are licensable rather than where the activity takes place. Yeah,
that is correct. Yeah.
Thank you. Does anybody need any more reference to that map? Because I think Connell will need to share the screen now with others. But is that okay, everybody? Yeah. Connell, you're on your supplementary for item. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. The first map for July, if Colin could bring that up.
Oh, is Colin doing that as well? Sorry.
Yep.
Multitasking. We're multitasking.
Right. It shows
talk through the heat map.
Yeah.
No, it's not what they're called. They're called heat maps. It's sort of like an isometric mapping based on crime statistics. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see where the location of the premises. The reference I made to the area just across the road is just on the junction with Warwick Road. Mm-hmm. Just that area. The Manor Park Christian Centre is on the corner, and there's a little a green area adjoining it. Which is where I saw all the discarded cans and bottles on the 7th of September. You can see there's also an area just further up the road and slightly to the left, indicated in red.
Yep.
On the corner of the cemetery of the park, that area is also so. That's another area where street drinkers congregate. The actual figures, as I think Ian referred to, the actual figures for antisocial behaviour for the 3 months are relatively low. 21 for July, 28 for August, and 27 for September. And violence 18, 8 and 11 for those 3 months. So they are low, but the visual evidence of what was seen in the Manor Park Christian Centre, and as Ian has also cited, or Kerry has also cited, the other side streets, does indicate that there is a problem.
Did you want me to show you the other?
Yeah.
Can we just have it for completeness for the public seeing it live, please, Colin? We've got them fairly clear in our supplementaries, but it's important if people are watching us live to show that we've gone through all of the maps, I think. Yes.
This is the August one.
Thank you.
And this is the September.
No, we haven't moved yet. We're still on July on the screen.
Oh. Hang on a sec. Let's try again.
While you're doing that, oh, sorry. While this is all happening, the red circle, like the sort of like dartboard effect with the red circle.
Yeah.
That is indicating high prevalence of
A high
incidents.
prevalence of
Yeah.
ASB in that area, yes.
Yeah. Which is not exactly far away. That's less than 50 meters away by the look of things.
Yes. And if I may also just quickly refer to, you mentioned about the figures during lockdown. The figures during the first lockdown were very high for ASB and violence, and they haven't been quoted because they are disproportionately high. So
Yes.
we wanted to give a more recent sum. So, but they, as I say, during the first lockdown, almost across every set of figures that I've looked at, they are higher during the full lockdown months of April and May.
Yeah.
Most
So this is more representative of the usual picture. So I think that's
yeah. We wanted
well.
to give I didn't quote them because they are disproportionately high.
Okay.
So
but 28 incidents. Sorry, 28. Can we keep things on mute, please, if we're not needing to be otherwise, because we'll get background noise. Page, sorry, the figures for August, for instance, 28 may seem relatively low, but it's still 28 incidents of antisocial behaviour, which may or may not be alcohol related.
It is a small area within a quarter of a mile radius of the postcode, so it is a relatively small area.
Thank you. These are the September ones we're seeing now. Thank you, Colin. Yep.
Yeah, again, 27, 11 incidents of violence and 3 of public order. So they are low, but as I say, the visual evidence would definitely indicate that there is still a problem.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. As you're saying on page 3 as a supplementary for agenda item 4 that this was basically you've submitted this as additional information for consideration, obviously, by this, and we take all things into account, both written and oral, in these administrative hearings. But these 3 heat maps are based on raw police crime data, and we are still, and we need to put it on records, we're still trying to request the police with their agents. It's a subcontracted agent to try and get more information with the flag for alcohol related. But
yes, for instance,
you get this every meeting from me. The more we can get alcohol related in, because you flag it up as officers, but then it doesn't come through on the statistics, correct?
No, I don't know why, because the raw data does have an alcohol related flag. So why it hasn't been included, I don't know.
But you've made representations, and we will continue to make representations through our licensing authorities and the other people on the call. But just so that the public is aware that, you know, we're not making a causal link, but there is often links between what's being shown on the maps and the sale of alcohol.
Yes.
That be your contention? Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Pushpa, anything further on the maps, or any other questions for the Metropolitan Police?
No, I'm fine because it's all clear. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Jane, anything? And agent, please. Anything?
No, not on the maps. Thank you.
Thank you. And anything on the substantive report for the Met Police agent?
Yeah, I think I have one question.
Thank you.
And Kunal, I think way on your representation, I'm just looking at the page number 32 on a 4th paragraph. You said, unfortunately, we're starting. You're unable to submit detailed up-to-date crime statistics. But you mentioned about, you know, what you found. So can you tell, is this particular premises, you know, those cans, a cider, the one above 7.5% bottle of Dragon Stout, and those things, you know, is not linked to this particular premises?
No.
Sorry, Connor, you've gone on mute. Connor, can you repeat your answer? You went on mute. He's on mute again. Connor, you keep going on mute.
Hello? Okay. Hello.
Connell, can you try? Can you come? Can we hear you?
Hi.
Could we ask you just to click your unmute button once? And if you could speak now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, we were having difficulty with
Sorry, I
hearing.
apologise. I was pressing the buttons, but nothing was happening.
Yeah, sometimes the more you press, the more it's frustrating, and nothing seems to work. Then Thank you.
No, in answer to Suresh's question, I can't find any. There's no direct link that I can cite between the debris and the shop.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, shall we move on?
Yes, yeah, thank you.
Exactly. So the last representation, if I've got it right, is going to be presented by John Chislett from the Licensing Authority. John, please.
Thank you. The Council's licensing team, as a responsible authority, would like to make representation against the application on the licensing objectives of the prevention of crime, disorder and prevention of public nuisance. Newham as a borough has a problem with street drinkers, and the Council and the police are working hard to deter street drinkers from its streets by use of conditions on licences, especially where off sales are taking place. These conditions are proven to work to deter street drinkers from an area by making it difficult for them to obtain cheap, high-strength alcohol 24 hours a day. As we've already heard, this premises falls within one of the Council's community of impact zones, and the applicant needs to demonstrate that the operating of a premises within the stress area, which is notorious with street drinkers day and night, will not affect the area negative and increase the issues that surround this part of High Street North. The current licence has a list of robust conditions that have been attached by the applicant via another licensing agent when they first applied for their licence in July last year, which we've already heard. And obviously, by having those conditions, there was no objections because it alleviated the concerns. The variation application submitted by the new agent wishes to remove one of the conditions regarding the personal licence holder being on the premises during permitted hours, and to amend the condition regarding 4 cans and bottles of beer, lagers and stouts to 2 items. We cannot see how this will not have a negative impact on the licensing objectives. The applicant's also seeking to increase the permitted hours in which alcohol can be sold from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m, increasing it from 6 a.m. in the morning going through to 1 a.m. the following morning, which is an increase of 7 hours per day. And this will make it even more attractive for street drinkers and those that are alcohol dependent to purchase alcohol either early in the morning or late at night. Other shops in the local area have either later start times or earlier finishing times compared with the proposed hours on this application. The licensing authority would like the applicant to comprehensively show to the committee why these 2 conditions should be removed or amended from their original application last year, and to increase the hours and show that it will not have a negative impact on one or more of the licensing objectives. And that concludes my letter of representation.
Thank you very much. So, in summary, you're standing by the opinion that this should be opposed, correct?
That's correct, Chair, yes.
Right. Councillor Lofthouse?
Perhaps I could just ask you, John, would you still be opposing it if there were robust conditions, if the robust conditions were in place? Would you still be unhappy about it opening at selling alcohol at 6 a.m?
Well, it'd be interesting to know. It'd be interesting to know who would want to purchase alcohol at 6 a.m. in the morning. And obviously, if it had those robust conditions, then that would alleviate some of the concerns. But it'd still be interesting to know who their clientele will be to purchase alcohol at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Lofthouse. Councillor McMahon, anything else? And but would you also, following on from my colleague's question, John, would you know the area at all?
I do know the area, yes.
And have you been up there in the wee small hours? I refer to the post-midnight time.
I have in the past, not recently. I was up there about 6:30 last night, and again in the side streets there were signs of alcohol cans and bottles in the street.
Yeah. In your professional opinion, do street drinkers stop any time?
No, they'll drink all night if they can purchase the alcohol.
Yeah. Because I know that the licensing team with the Metropolitan Police and other agencies of the council have been on visits into the what I call the wee small hours. But you know, when people are away from shops and things, but street drinking, I think you've indicated is still going on, correct?
That's correct. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think if that's all right, Pushpa and Jane, we've completed our question on this one. Anything from the agent on questions at the moment?
No, thank you, Chair.
Right. So I think we've reached a point where we, if that's all right, everybody, anything from you, Ryan? Sorry.
No.
Right. Shall we then move to why the applicant or their agent want this variation? Suresh?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, also, yeah, I mean, we have also sent an email. I was speaking to Conal last week, and we have amended the application. So I just wanted to make you aware of that before.
Well, we haven't had sight of that. This is news to us.
Okay, great.
This is hot off the press.
Yeah,
Connell,
okay, I will do that now.
Just before you continue, Connell, are you in receipt of this email?
I sent it to the licensing, but
you said Connell. Is anybody in licensing able to clarify this issue?
I've not seen it. Did you send it direct to me, did you, or did you send it to the licensing inbox?
I think I sent it to Colin. Emails.
Right. Well, what are you now proposing for hours then?
I got it. I think let's go from there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we are, because it's, you know, after I was speaking to the authorities and thinking that the hours, you know, in a CAZ zone, the hours seems to be too high of an increase. So what we decided, we're going to keep the 10 a.m. in the morning remain the same to address those concerns. So the morning hours remain the same. So that's what we are talking about, 4 hours, you know, increase that we applied. You know, we're gonna kind of cancel that. And yeah, I mean, and also one of the conditions, Chair, is to remove, you know, we said we would like to remove a conditions where it says all staff, you know, working in the premises need to have a personal license. So instead of that, what we offered is to have an alternative conditions whereby either a personal license holder or an appointed person in charge. So what we mean by it here is, you know, at the moment, there are 3 main staff working, the applicant and his husband, you know, both got a personal license. And there's a 3rd staff who is like works more of the time. He's been highly trained. And then, you know, he hasn't got the personal license, but he got so much experience and, you know, he can be in charge of the premises. So that's what we would like to offer as an alternative conditions rather than removing the conditions altogether.
But in terms of, just for clarity, in terms of licensable activities, you're now proposing still an increase till 1 in the morning of the following day.
Yeah, that's right. So the evening hours remain the same. We would like to talk about that. But at the morning,
So alcohol would be sold for 11 continuous hours. No,
from 10 a.m.
13 continuous hours.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is my math correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Whatever.
12. No, that's my math is not right. I don't think there.
I just made it 15. No, have I?
Thank you, Jane. Yes, 15. We are talking, just for clarity, Suresh, we're saying that you are proposing to this committee to amend the current license to sell alcohol now for 15 hours as opposed to the 19 hours that you wanted it varied.
Yeah, correct. Chair.
Right.
That's
Okay,
right.
just that clarification. Thank you. And thanks, Jane, for correcting my figures. I thought I was slightly wrong there. I was plucking a figure out the air. So 15 hours. And to amend the other removal to state that it would be either a personal license holder or an appointed person in charge. Right. Yeah. Okay. Do you wish to continue with your presentation? Remember that we've heard obviously the representations and there's a rebuttable presumption, but I don't think I need to remind you of that. But...
Yeah. Thank you, Chair. I'm looking at the environmental health objections. Before that, I just wanted to say, Chair, this is like a family-run business, husband and wife, they run the business, and they both are license holders. And so far, during the last 1.5 years, they've been running the premises very responsibly. And at the same time, they actually renovated the premises to the high standard. What we mean by that, it's important to promote the licensing objectives, having like a very good lighting system, how they stake the shelf, the safety of it, how they display the alcohol, which is like behind, all kind of, it's not part of the conditions, it's all about promoting the licensing objectives. Chair, I've been reading the objections from the environmental health from Kerry. So if you really look at, I'm just looking at page number 29, right? Where it says, one of the conditions, one of the things he said that, obviously, is a high increase of hours. That's one of the reasons, we want to alleviate that by decreasing the hours. But, things like, she said that, if the variation is permitted, if they can buy 2 cans and then split, top it up. But by the way, Chair, it's not related to this licensing premises. Let me tell you why. Because this particular premises, Chair, have a robust conditions, which is, they don't sell like a miniatures less than 35 cl. So people not going to buy a large bottle of whiskey or vodka to mix it with another drinks. So it's definitely not related to this particular premises. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. And also, Chair, I think we know that there's a street drinking problems, but the question here, I don't see any evidence linked to this particular premises, whether this premises is contributed. I can't see there is any, photo evidence is being supplied or like a proper, it's all kind of, it's a generic, I do understand, there are other premises. Chair, you can see, there are 6 premises or whatever. That the 4 premises, Chair, don't have like a robust conditions. They don't have a strong beer condition like the volumes restriction. They don't have, the miniatures conditions. The next door, just wanted to, the other premises have, they have no other conditions, So, only this premises, and then there's another premises, have like robust condition, and they are definitely not contributing to, to any of those problems is mentioned here, Chair. Just to say, Chair, obviously, Konal said that, mention about the church. Just to say, Chair, the applicant themselves are Christians, and they work with the, church opposite, and they also, regular church goers. I asked the applicant, in the last month, visit there and look around to see if there's any cans and bottle hang around, and talk to the church people as well to see. And they told me that, they haven't seen, near to their premises any cans and bottles are thrown away. But it doesn't mean that, but they also said if they see anything, they just pick it up, put it in the bin. There are bins outside, and the applicant themselves, you can see on the Google map, it's very clean, and also I visited one day, it's about 10:30, 11 p.m. And then, I didn't see any cans of bottle outside, but obviously, I'm not disputing the authorities, I mean, what we are talking about, kind of is not, as worst as we think in that area, Chair, I think one thing I would like to say, Chair, this particular premises have a robust conditions, and I would like to address those conditions we would like to amend, Chair. I mean, at the moment, the premises sell 4 cans, and they have a 5.5%, which is people drink on the road. The alcoholic people, they want strong beer, and also, they buy probably single cans, but mostly they want like a strong beer above 5.5, 7.5, 8%, which are like, available from 4 other premises, and right now what we are talking about this particular premises, just looking at, I think, increasing the hours is actually going to support, because if you think about it, so imagine I'm an alcoholic person, I visit like to buy an alcohol at 11 p.m. I'm more likely to visit to one of those premises and buy a strong beer, right? But if I visit this place, right, the thing is, if I buy a 4 cans of beer, if I'm alcoholic, and if I'm only allowed to buy a 4 cans of beer, even if I wanted to drink like a 2 cans of beer, I'm more likely to drink the whole 4 cans, I think that's what the customers are saying. I think one of the customer really is, saying to them, look, we come to you buy beer, but why are you forcing us to, drink more or spend more? So right now what we are looking at there, we wanted to stop street ringers, and then there is no evidence this premises is contributing. Right now, I mean, we are happy, Chair, if you would like to, and even the applicant happy to, keep that conditions. But what we wanted to do, we don't want to support, as a alcohol sales. We don't want to support like people drink so much, and somebody want to drink like a 2 cans of beer. Why do you have to, encourage them to drink 4? And Chair, it's a human thing. When they have an extra beer in the fridge, they're more likely to drink extra. That's one of the reasons, Chair. We wanted to, amend that conditions. And Chair, this particular premises is really a family-run business, and they don't want, majority of their customers come to do shopping, and they do sell, a all product, all services, they do. And right now, they open late until midnight, and they ended up having to refuse alcohols, to sale of alcohol to those customers. And in a way, they're going to visit to the next premises to buy alcohol. And what's going to happen, obviously, they might be drinking, high strength beers, who knows, right? But right now, what we're looking at, really supporting the existing customers. And definitely, I don't see, like somebody coming to shop at 11:30 and somebody coming to shop at 10 p.m. and buying alcohol. Why do we refuse to the same customer? Some days they want to, they work late and they want to shop at 11. And so, and obviously, the street ringers and all those people ring on the road, they are not coming to this particular premises because, they don't sell strong cans, they don't sell miniatures, and there's no reason for them to come. And also you can see clearly there's no evidence here. So considering that, Chair, I would really like to, look at this, premises, considering those robust conditions, and considering, right now people need, to flexible times to come to shopping. We don't want them to come same at the time. Compared to other premises, Chair, this particular premises, they sell so much of, Asian product and rice and all the spices. And it's important, to somebody, shopping those product and also able to buy alcohol, coming 2-3 times a day is not advisable, obviously, in the current time, Chair. I think that's all I would like to say,
Right.
Chair.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Well, we may seek more clarification, obviously, from the applicant as well as yourself, but obviously keep on the line and we'll ask you questions, obviously. Can I go directly to the applicant, please? Can you hear me all right? Can you put your hand up? Can you hear me?
Chair, I just wanted to, I wanted to point out something, Chair. The
Can
late.
you ask your applicant, please, to come off mute?
Yeah, and also, Chair, I just wanted to make you aware of something. The applicant, is not well. She's been ill.
Right.
She's
Well, can
online.
somebody somebody speak?
Yeah,
can our partner speak on behalf
but
of?
she's still there with her husband, but I think
Yeah.
she's
Can
extremely.
her husband speak on behalf of her? I do.
Yeah, sure. I think they're gonna come in. I think
Yeah.
they are very new to this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm trying to be fair to all parties.
Yeah, sure. And that's why
If the applicant is on the line, we try to ask them a few questions because of involvement.
Absolutely. I'm just going to call them, Chair, to say that to remove this.
We must be able to hear them, and they must be able to hear us throughout.
Absolutely, Chair. Hold on 1 second. I'm just going to call them to say, come off the mute. Probably something they are not.
I know it is difficult on this blimmin' Zoom thing. And they've now gone off screen completely. Antonella, can you hear me?
Yes, Chair, I've just invited them to restart their video.
All right, because they've come off screen at the moment.
They're still part of the meeting, but just off camera.
Can they hear us? Are you able to establish whether they're hearing us? I can see a chair.
The audio is automatic. The speaking isn't.
No. Is the applicant there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good. How long have you lived at, sorry, how long have you had these premises at the address that we're looking at? How long have you been?
Near one and a half year.
1.5 years. And do you have a leasehold or do you own the shop? Do you have a lease?
Yeah, we are the owner.
Yeah.
Oh, you own the shop?
Yeah.
You actually own it?
Husband, wife, we run it.
Yeah, no. Do you
mostly mostly me and wife in the shop.
But do you rent the shop as a lease or do you actually own the property?
Lease.
You lease it. And how long is your lease for?
15 years. 15 years.
15 years. And are you of the opinion that you want to extend alcohol sales because of the sales in your shop?
Yes, because all the customer ask come back to work after 12, so they want some drinks. So that's why I need they want the grocery, rice, and the Asian product. Yeah, they want the shopping and going to home. So they say I need my license only at the moment 10 to 10. So I need the 10 o'clock morning is okay, but I need after that I need it 3 hours more.
How many people come in your shop asking for alcohol on
around
night?
every day?
Per night after 10 o'clock asking for alcohol?
Yeah, every day maybe 6-7 people.
Right.
Yeah, more than that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but my customer, only regular customer.
Where do you actually live? Do you live above the shop?
No, yeah, in the upstairs. I mean, first floor.
And have you seen street drinkers?
No, nothing. because when I'm see anything happen, I will put the bin and do the clear this area. And I'm a Christian. I'm my friend of the Christian church. They pastor, my friend. They tell you, oh, you give the respect. I'm saying, yeah, always I give the respect. Everything in clean my area. I'm respect to
customers very like this area, very good cleaning, and church pastor and people, my shop, all this shade.
Yeah. Kelly.
Hello.
Yeah, well, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah.
Councillor Lofthouse or Councillor McMahon, any questions to the applicants themselves at the minute? We'll have questions to the agent, but yes, to the applicant themselves. Councillor Lofthouse.
Yes, two, but they're together. One is, what time does the shop close at night?
Yeah, we close 1 o'clock, but 1 o'clock, but we normally 10 to 10 only sell alcohol.
Yes.
We not sell other, we everything in close, and only sell the grocery, the rice and drinks like this.
Yes, so to clarify from that.
Yeah, we not sell after 10 o'clock, anything, nothing. Only before 9:55 we close everything proper, me and wife, and after sale only biscuit, drinks, that. Yeah, that only grocery item.
After midnight, if you're granted a license to sell alcohol until 1 a.m., after midnight you're the only shop in the area that will sell alcohol. How will you manage that? You'll be the only person that street drinkers could go to. How much?
Yeah. At the moment, everyone know that we not sell after 10 o'clock. We strictly tell them we are the license like this. We never sell. They do the local people must respect for we are the family people. That's where they do the respect everything. Okay, brother. Okay, sister. They're going. You understand?
You're asking for a license to sell until 1 a.m., aren't you?
Yeah, because
as I understand, you're asking for a license to sell to 1 a.m. All right. After 12.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, Jane. You're going to have to let the councillor ask the question completely, because otherwise, I think we'll be here quite a while. You're not allowing the question to come through.
Okay, sorry.
Must be answered. So I know these are difficult meetings, especially over Zoom, and people aren't used to coming to hearings. But we need to hear the question and then your response. Now you've gone off screen again. Hello.
Hello. You hear me?
Yes. You've gone off screen now. If you can come off, you've got to keep your video on as well. Officially, can you not get the video on and the screen? Sorry, the video and the microphone.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can see you a bit.
Yes. Hello. Now, all right?
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Now, Jane, can you ask the question? And Michael, I know that you may find this difficult, but try to wait for the end of the question, please.
Okay.
Councillor Lofthouse.
You're asking for a license to sell alcohol until 1 a.m.
Yeah.
All right. At the moment, the closest shop that sells alcohol stops selling at midnight. So from midnight until 1 a.m., you will be the only place selling alcohol.
Yeah.
How would you manage if you get street drinkers?
My place, when the customer coming with only my regular customer that time is coming, they do the respect for me, so they never do that. When I normally we sell after 6 o'clock in the PM, we sell when I drink people, we sell don't drink any in the street anything. You go into and do you take a drinks like this, we say. They also say yeah brother, they do the respect. So when we sell that, we tell them everyone people, no, don't drink any street. They must be tell them, and they happy. They mostly coming my shop is a regular customer. So that's why we manage that.
You don't think you'll get any street drinkers in?
No. I didn't see that. I didn't see that any people. I didn't see that. Anything, anywhere it's a rubbish, anything, I put the bin straight away. You understand?
I understand, yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you don't think you'd get anybody coming in those times?
Second?
You're saying you don't think that any street drinkers will
No.
come?
No. Very, very nice people. I mean, their family, because we are running my business. Me and her wife running. That's why they do the respect for that. Whatever we say, they happy. Okay, brother. They say like this. We at the moment. That's why 1.5 year no police. Any problem, any making trouble or no nothing. Very cooling and going to at the moment.
All right. I think that's the question, Chair. Unless you wish to carry it further.
We'll come back on this. Pushpa, can you hear me?
Yes, Chair.
Sorry, I was muted then. Sorry, I was muted. You wish to come in, yes?
Yeah, this is the question to the applicant.
Applicant, the other councillor is asking you a question. Are you still able to hear us?
Are you ready? Can you tell me what are the 4 licensing objectives?
Yeah, prevention of crime, disorder, and public nuisance. Public safety, public safety, and that's it. Kalai?
You don't remember the 4th one, right?
Kalai?
Pushpa, sorry, I don't think we should be prompting if there's a question. Sorry.
Oh. Okay, that's fine. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
What do we mean by an appointed person in charge? Your licensing agent said that you were going to replace, or you wish to remove the condition about everybody being a personal license holder. You yourself is a personal license holder, Michael, yes? Your partner is. So who is this appointed person in charge? What does that mean?
Yeah, me and wife always in the my shop. So always me or wife always stay on the shop. So sometimes is my staff over there, right? Me or wife always over there. That's why we were removed. We asked them.
I'm not really understanding. I don't know whether my colleagues are. It's been proposed to remove the condition, which is what you've come before this committee to ask us, to remove the condition around everybody having a personal license. And your agent has suggested that you're going to amend that now to either a personal license holder or an appointed person in charge. Who is this appointed person in charge?
Yeah, that's one not removal is fine, no problem. If you're not removal also, I don't mind, because me and wife are always over there, and but my staff also, they take it, no problem. Kelly?
Right, now, following on from Councillor Lofthouse and Councillor McMahon, we both talked about street drinkers. When was the last time you had a street drinker or somebody who you refused because they were already, you felt, under the influence of alcohol, come into the shop to ask for alcohol?
Second, the question?
When was the last time you refused the sale of alcohol?
I mean, up to 10 o'clock.
No, have you ever refused an individual to sales of alcohol?
Yeah. Yes. Not now, maybe after, more than 3 months the last ago.
Yeah.
I'm
not looking for problems that aren't there, but you have had people in the shop where you've refused alcohol sales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
you've made, both you and your agent have said and made quite a point about this, about the clearing up of rubbish. But the clearing up of rubbish is not the issue, really. The clearing up of rubbish is part of our environmental health and other services at the council.
Yeah, exactly.
whether we're removing mattresses that seem to occur all over the borough, or bits of bedsteads, or broken bottles, or cans.
Yes.
So the issue is not whether there's litter around, but the more problematic problem of alcohol dependency being allowed on premises. So what do you understand by this community impact zone that your premises is in?
Yeah, at the moment, my community people, around my area, that people at the moment, everything is clear. I mean, the nice people, and whatever we tell them, right? Any, any underage people also, whatever we tell them, they do also respect, because we know all the community people.
Pushpa, do you have anything further on this, on the community impact zone?
You talk to me?
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
sorry, I'm inviting other council colleagues in.
Yes,
I don't want
just
to dominate these questions. So, Pushpa, do you have anything on the community impact zone? Thank you.
Yeah, I've just got one clarity for an applicant. I'm sorry, a question for an applicant. What does he understand by challenge 25?
Yeah.
We want to looking for the people is under the 25. We want to must take ask the ID. Yeah, and no ID, no sale. Like this, must want to we see the ID, the proof of ID, and we want to look. That's a challenge, I thought.
Right. What kind of ID will you be asking for?
Yeah, passport and driving license must.
Right, and what happens after that if they haven't got none of them? If you have to refuse to sell an alcohol?
Second.
So if you have to refuse to sell an alcohol, what is it that you have to do?
Yeah, I have to, writing my book. Who is coming like this? We put the book.
So that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jane, anything else on community impact zone before I come back?
I think we have asked the applicant of his perception. What do you see about the area in terms of public nuisance and crime and disorder?
Yeah.
What is your perception of it?
Yeah.
Is that clear? Is that right?
Yep, thank you. The applicant has gone off screen again. Can the applicant hear us?
The applicant is still in the meeting, but off camera.
Can you hear us okay, applicant?
Yes, 1 minute. My internet.
Yeah, I know this does happen,
Yeah. Sorry, my internet.
No, we're on fancy council computers now, but it's the internet link. It sometimes goes. So the question was from my colleague, and I think all three of us would like to know, what is your view of the antisocial behaviour and the street drinking in the area? Because this is in a community impact zone. So you live above the shop. You presumably go outside the shop to to various things, to the church. We've heard, you've talked about the neighbours, but it's about why this is in a community impact zone. I think that's where what you're asking, Jane, wasn't it? Sorry, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, that was it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear? Do you want the question repeated? Why is this? Why is this a community impact zone?
Yeah, because this my part of job. I want to, I want to everything look after. I don't want to headache in the public. Nuisance. I want to look after the, proper shop. Yeah, I don't want any, the crime or nothing. That's why.
And in the last month, how many people have come into your shop and walked out again because you're only selling 4 cans?
Say again?
How many people in the last month, for instance, have come in and demanded fewer than 4 cans?
No, many people ask for that. They want the 2 can. Because
no, I didn't ask for many. I wanted a sort of a rough idea of numbers.
Numbers, maybe more than 20 people
per month.
Yeah, to 20 to 30 people.
Because people have come before this committee, not yourselves, and we judge each case on its merits by saying that they are a family-run business. Somebody comes in, they demand 4 cans, and then they won't buy anything. Sorry, they demand 1 can, and they leave all their shopping behind because of this issue about the 4 cans. Has that happened to you?
No, nothing.
No,
nothing. Because we very strict.
Yeah.
Very, very strict, because we want the respect for the license, right?
Mm-hmm.
We never do that. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions now to the agent, please? Pushpa. Councillor Makwana, any questions directly to the agent?
No, I don't have any. Thank you, Chair.
Right, thank you. And Councillor Lofthouse?
I think I've asked one of the applicant actually, so.
Yeah, I think I have, yeah. Do we just then have any more questions from any of the representative, the people making representations? Anything from John first?
Me?
Yes, please. To the applicants.
Yeah.
In July last year, when you applied for your licence, on the application you stated the minimum purchase of cans and bottles of beer and lager or cider will be 4 items. Today you've asked for that condition to be amended. So what's the difference between last July when you made the application, when you've submitted 4 cans, to now where you want 2 cans?
Yes. People say I don't want too much drunk. If I'm take a 4 beer, then I take it 4 beer inside. Tomorrow I can't go into the job. So I needed 2 beer, and I'm saying I can't do now. I'm saying then I think then me and wife, okay, I want to apply for the 2 can. That's why people say I need only enough 2 bottle. I don't want to 4 bottle like this. Yeah.
So why did you put that condition on the application last year? Is it because
we
the
don't
shop
know,
at 445 had it?
Yeah, we don't know. This field, we are the first time in the field. So we don't know nothing, alcohol, people mentality. We don't know. The first time we got to experience.
Right. So with that condition last year, where did you get that idea from of having 4 items?
I thought 6 months ago or something.
No, 12. Back in July last year when you applied, you put that condition on your license application. Where did you get that condition from?
From second question.
July last year,
yeah,
when you first applied for the license, you put the condition in the operator. Yeah, you put the condition in there about selling beers and that in packs of 4.
Yeah.
Where did you get that condition from, or the idea of that condition?
From whenever we talk to people, then come from their mentality like this. Like when I ask talk to the customer, there too many people ask them, so then we decide.
Okay. I've got no further questions, Chair.
No, thank you. Anything from the police, Connell? Connell, we can't hear you. Sorry. Connell, can you hear us? Can you? We can't hear.
Can you press the button just once, Connell? Thank you. Just press one more time. If you could just press the audio button just once, the microphone button. That's lovely. Just leave it there. Thank you.
Connell, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I could hear you.
Excellent, excellent. Yes,
just
you're multitasking. I can tell. But it is difficult for all of us with this mute button. There's an advert going around which says, about they're singing a song about you're on mute or something.
Sorry.
Just one issue regarding the condition, the variation of condition about condition 11, all staff selling alcohol to hold a personal license. I held a discussion with Suresh, and what we actually agreed was it should be based on the model condition: a personal license holder, premises license holder, or DPS should be present at the premises at all times during licensing hours. And he suggested that, as you say, another appointed person should be. There are some conditions which are slightly amended, or an authorised person. So I think that is what he means by the amendment to that condition.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any further
questions? Thank you.
No further questions. No. And Ian, any questions?
Thank you, Chair. No, I've got no further questions. Thanks.
Right. Now, Suresh, can we have a brief summing up before we go into deliberations, please?
Thank you, Chair. I think, you know, the applicant is totally aware of this cumulative impact policy. You know, I know you did ask him a question about the community thing. I think he was thinking about the community as a whole. The terms is, you know, not really familiar to them, but obviously they do understand that, because I think, you know, I mean, I went to, you know, train them, and why all these conditions are there for them. So just wanted to point that out, Chair. You know, Chair, I think, you know, I think the hours has been reduced by 50%. You know, and there are other premises, you know, open until midnight, and also they don't have any robust condition. And considering this premises has a robust conditions, you know, I think we would like to, you know, consider this application positively to support, really. I mean, obviously, you know, we have no strong evidence. I mean, I'm still looking at, you know, there's no evidence, you know, this particular premises is contributing to problems. And also, Chair, I just want to point out, you know, these premises have a can marking scheme. You know, that's one of the strong, you know, robust condition. In the future, you know, none of the other premises has those, you know, the other four at least. I think, you know, it's good to be evidence, you know, if these premises contribute to any problems, you know. And considering all of those, Chair, you know, we amended the hours, and also, Chair, you know, I think, you know, publicly available information, the street ringing is being reduced, you know, and we heard that there is, you know, 18 in 2019, and right now, you know, 2018, they had 9 people reported to have street ringing, and 2019 they had 4, but in 2020 is 3. Even though, Chair, you know, I mean, obviously, whether it's correct or not, even if it is wrong, you know, you can see it's wrong, you know, it's been reduced, you know, the street ringing. And also, you know, this is the question I keep asking to the applicant as well. Do you see, you know, people ring on the street? But they said, you know, obviously they don't come to our, because they're not, you know, because it's not attracted to this particular premises.
Okay, right. Yes, I did say brief closing remarks. So you coming to your conclusions?
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, Chair. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much. And now we will pass a resolution. For the benefit of those watching on the YouTube channel, we now pass a resolution. This is consistent with our custom and practice, but also the procedures outlined on agenda item 2, paragraph 5. We now pass a resolution to deliberate in private, and we exclude the press and public. So rather than you being excluded, we go into a room on our own, and that's the 3 elected councillors together who make the decision, together with our legal advisor, and I think the legal observer will be coming in with us, as well as the clerk. Now, I'm just checking, Ryan, your pen was not up, was it, for anything further before we go into private session?
It was.
Sorry, I meant to bring you in. I do apologise. The legal advisor is allowed to come in with questions at any time, because it's obviously an administrative hearing, and he tried to keep the chair on the right tracks, which is always a bit difficult.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask, Connell indicated what the proposed condition was, and I just wanted to make sure I've got a note of it. Obviously, when the agent spoke, it was alcohol to be sold only by a personal license holder or an appointed person in charge. And I think, Connell, when you spoke earlier on, you said that actually it was that alcohol or a personal license holder, DPS, or an authorised person to be present on the premises during licensable hours. Is that an accurate reflection of the condition?
Yeah, I know I can confirm what Kunal said is the right reflection of what I said.
Yes, I see.
Yeah. And Connell, you concur? That's so that we're very clear on what that is. Yes,
Yes, so
that's what I understood, Ryan. But sorry, I didn't know whether you'd got the same word. Yeah,
yeah,
so
it's just a matter of
we're
getting
on the
wording.
same script. It's important.
Yes, I'm just making sure I've got the wording correctly. So, Connell, just to confirm, so the condition proposed is a personal license holder, DPS, or an authorised person to be present on the premises during licensable hours.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, and sorry for the, cutting you short there, Ryan, on that one. Very important point. So we now move, if that's all right, everybody, to go into private. Can the Zoom helper facilitate that? So we're now off into a deliberation in private. Please don't go away, everybody, but the the Zoom helper will tell you what you have to do while we're going off to make our decision.
Thank you, Chair. All parties will now be invited into a recess area, which is individual to their particular grouping. They will be off camera for the duration of your deliberations. An invitation is being sent to everybody now.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson, can you accept the invitation to the private room? Just a few parties to come on, Chair. Just the licensing authority to return now, Chair.
Hello.
To explain, we are just waiting for all parties to reconvene. Can everybody still hear me all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. The agent is missing at the moment, and so is the licensing authority. So we're just waiting for everybody to return, if they're able to. People may have had to go off. I don't know. Oh, John is there. Is your agent still available, or did he have to go off?
He's still in the meeting, Chair, but I can't contact him.
Right. We should have him in the room for the decision, but
Chair, I can't come on the video. Please go ahead. I will listen to it.
okay, thank you very much for your cooperation. It's just some other elected members have another meeting scheduled. You understand how we are. So we're not rushing anything, but we'd rather we had everybody hearing. So you can hear.
I can hear it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Now, the committee then has obviously made our decision, and I just, it's going to be announced in public with reason, but full decision notes, etc. I get the clerk to explain what we decided and how the process is going to be taken forward. Thank you, Nisha, please.
Thank you, Chair. Having heard all submissions, the licensing subcommittee have decided to grant the variation application for the hours as 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. The variation application for conditions 11 and 17 have been refused, and the full written decision with reasons will be provided with the aim of it reaching the applicant in 5 working days.
It just remains for me to say thank you to all parties for the way they've conducted themselves and their very comprehensive and understanding with the technology, comprehensive answers and understanding with the technology when there's been some sound breaks. The applicant and responsible authorities may appeal against that decision to the Magistrates' Court within 21 days. I hereby declare this administrative hearing under the Licensing Act 2003 to be closed. Thank you again. Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The meeting and webcast will now end for all parties.